Yeah, I got skills.
This time, Spike Studio takes a look at the SKLZ air drying station for all your sporting and outdoor gear.
Welcome everybody. Spike Studio product review. This one's a little big, tall. I don't even know if it'll fit. Well, let's just give you an idea of how we get. Oh yeah, hi. So this is the SKLZ air station for sports equipment, gear, everything. What it does is actually dries your stuff. I'll get it down so we can get it out of the box. Dries your stuff supposedly at a faster rate. Mixed reviews have been all over the place, so we're going to talk about it. We're going to look at what it looks like when it's put together really quick and give you an overall review. So as we dealt with the box really quick, we should tell you there's a little checklist on the top that they did in their own internal for packing. Let you know the tower's here, the base is here, empty box. They had check off they had an empty box. 8 arms, a helmet rack, and then the hardware you need, which would be screws, a wrench, power supply, and instructions sheet. So this is not, when this comes, I was like thinking, oh, I'll just slide it out of the box and put it together. And no, it comes with lots of little boxes and then a big box and then an instruction book. So we'll be with you in just a second. All right, so we started looking at pieces in the box. I want to show you as we go along. It's the helmet rack. So this is what you actually put your helmets to sit on to help air dry those. And then what we also had was the base unit, and the base unit actually screws on. So we're going to put some things together and show what it looks like put together, but we actually have to use the hex wrench to actually screw the pieces together. We could also throw in, after we looked at the helmet, this is what the actual arms look like. Oh, sorry. Probably like this when they hook in. That way the arms sit in, you can hang stuff to dry on them. So now we'll talk about putting the actual thing together. Okay, we're in the middle putting it together. All right, so I've gotten everything out of the box, and it's tall, and then the helmet thing still has to snap on there, but we'll show the arms. We will show you a couple also things. I'm moving pieces around. This is a game for lightweight. It's not too bad. I mean, it has the motor on the bottom for the fan, but it's pretty lightweight. So you should know on the bottom of it, there's actually a select time on here, an hour, 3 hours, and 6 hours. There's a little button down here on the bottom that you can select the time. You put the base on the bottom as more support for all the weight that's on there. As we already said, there's the helmet pieces, there's the arm pieces. So let's look at one of the arm pieces. I'll just pop one of these out. As you can see, the arm pieces are pretty self-explanatory. The holes line up, slide it up and in, down and lock. What there is a fan hole at each one of these on the side that then blows the air straight into whatever's on there. This is going to be cool air too. This air station, this is not a warm air, and I should turn it around just in case anyone want to ever see the logo to them. All of these come on and off, which makes it very nice if you have a lot of equipment that you want to actually stagger based upon size, so it makes it very easy to go together. We do like that. It just snaps apart. So you could actually have something taller, shorter, whatever you wanted, and it would work. The only thing we'll do for you next is we'll turn on the fan and let you know how loud it gets. I've read mixed reviews, like I said, about dry times. Everyone's saying maybe 25% more efficiency in drying something. It's blowing cool air and not hot air, so that's another thing to keep in mind when you're using this. I'm moving stuff out of the way if you can't tell. It came with extra packing stuff and boxes, and don't worry about all that. There's nothing in there that you need to see. The last piece that we promised to show was the screws they talked about for the base, and then the power supply. Now, you'll note one thing about the power supply, and I'm going to come over to this side. I'll put it here. This thing's huge, is the length of the cord. So you're going to have to find somewhere, mainly if you're going to put this in a garage or somewhere else, is exactly how much cord you're going to need to put it together. So I'm going to plug this in, and then we're going to turn it on. So the cord barely reaches in there, so it's just long enough. I plugged it in, flashed red, lets me know we have power. Select the time, an hour. Now remember, I don't have it on the base, but still. And it took off. It took a second, but it took off. So it's drawing out the moisture. You can feel the little bit of suction that's on there as well as on the top. Actually, it's weird. So what I'm feeling is these holes where the vent parts are. And you feel a little bit of suction on those. I really don't know how fast this thing will dry it, to be honest with you, because the way, let me turn. Oh, you push the button again to select more time. 6 hours, off. So the button is a rotating. You don't actually push the button to start and then select time. You use the button to select the time. Now you heard it start up the first time. It kind of took it. Let's see if it does it on a new startup. Is it? Come on. Here we go. I don't know if it's, I don't know what it's just a tube with some air, man. There we go. Okay, so 3, 6, off. This power button is very soft, so you don't press it. It's slowing down. Oh, I did it accidentally. Hold on. Off. Power button's very soft but touch sensitive. Keep that in mind when you're there as well. The last piece we'll show you, and we'll unplug this just because it doesn't do us any good, is we'll put the helmet on, and then we'll give you our review of the whole thing. How's that? All right. So we've got the actual device ready, making a little bit of noise, and it has the helmet piece that goes in here. Now these have the actual hooks, so I want to see how easy it's going to be to get it off once I get it back on there. But the helmet part sits on just like that. It snaps. It has one more click, but if I click it, it'll be in there probably forever, and I want to put this back in the box. But that's the helmet part that sits on the top, so it adds a little more height to it, so keep that in mind. But on the top, as I noticed when I was talking about the suction sound of the thing, there's a little bitty tiny fan hole that's on there. So I can see it trying to draw some of the moisture out. So we want to thank SKLZ here for sending over the, it's SKLZ, so I presume it's SKLZ, sending over the air station. It's a sports equipment drying rack. It basically sucks the moisture out. It's not blowing hot air in. It's trying to draw the moisture down and out. That's what it felt like, suction. There's no air going out. I could feel it pulling. People are saying maybe 25% faster. You heard the startup. Not quite sure what to say about value. Let's give it a test and I'll come back in and let you know what I think. Okay. So this is hours later in the day. I used someone in the house's snowboarding equipment to try, see how it worked. I mean, I don't know how long it usually takes to dry, but it seemed like even with this running, it took a while. So I'm not quite sure what to do about the thing. We put it back in the box. We were hanging stuff in the garage already. This has to be plugged in and sit there. Was there probably a shorter time for one of the gloves compared to the other one? Yes. Was it significant that I would have run power that long? I don't think so. I'm not sold on it, guys. This is one of the few things. I tell you the truth in our video reviews. Would I use it on an everyday basis for the equipment? We may try it for a bit, but I bet you it's one of those things we don't go back to because we're not gaining a lot, but it's a cool way to hang stuff. It look good to hang stuff. So overall, torn, but I can tell you right now, the other people in the house that use it, mainly the ones that would use it for snowboarding and the other stuff, they aren't sold on it. They actually ignored it and kind of threw stuff down to dry as usual. So I'm guessing that's not a win for them either. So there we go. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you want to subscribe to all the product reviews, click the link above. Please click yes if this was helpful, or even if it's not, and jump over to Amazon and just click the yes button. Let them know our reviews are always helpful to you. Thanks for watching.